Okay, let's see how this goes. It's Wednesday, the 15th, and it is almost 1 in the afternoon. Um, I usually make my videos in the morning. Kind of just today I was thinking I wasn't just going to just not. Feeling a dip in energy, quite literally. And kind of felt it yesterday a little bit too. You might have felt it a little bit in the video, which I think is somewhat natural and to be expected, and also it's circumstantial. Um, but I decided I would go ahead and give a shot at trying to talk a little bit here and seeing what's going on. It's Wednesday. We're in the middle of this pandemic, and the reality is that that's kind of part of what I'm feeling. As I imagine many of you are too, because the reality of how it's just not, it's not going away, and we just cannot pretend that things are normal and get away with it. It's still happening. People are in great numbers of people just, are just acting like it's still a hoax. And yet the reality of the numbers of infections, hospitalizations, deaths, recoveries continues to go up. The entire issue of schools reopening, which is hot debate right now, to me has just really kind of chilled me personally to the bone. I've written a couple of things on Facebook today, if you follow me, and I think thinking a lot about the kids. I'm thinking about everyone, but I'm childhood and children, and it's just I want to use the word sacred in a way, and the whole idea that we have an administration and we have corporate people who are pushing an agenda based on monetary concern as opposed to life is just chilling to me, and that it's like it's just outrageous to me almost that there's not more of a just complete uprising saying this is madness, that you would, it's almost like, you're willing to make these child sacrifices like they did back in the Incas, or whoever it was that did it, you know, keep the gods happy. Madness. Well, that's what it looks like to me. So that's kind of on my consciousness. Other good things are, but that's the thing that immediately pops up to talk about. So if you're still with me, I hope you're all right. And how are you doing with this? Because once again, I'm tamping down again on my activities. I was not moving around that much, but my mindset is back to just, play it safe. I'm always masking up whenever I go. The person that brought me the cup, the Banksy cup, he was masked. We had social distancing, but he wore a mask during the visit. And we visited outside. How's that? I ain't no fool. Really, it's just three people this whole time basically have been in my home. My brother and a couple of other close friends. So, I can talk a little bit about music. This t-shirt, just to rip on what's going on, I really do like Yes. I like this album, Talk. I did not see this tour. This is a relic of a relationship, a girlfriend who actually I felt in a lot of ways was really close to being a soulmate, I mean, very close, but I wasn't ready for, and not looking for, marriage, which she's remarried now, and I don't even know if she's watching. I actually wrote a song about this woman. It's on my second album. I'll say it, Jane. It's the song on my second album, Dereck 2. I haven't written too many songs about people, but little information there for you. Do I have a CD right quick I can show you? Do I have a Dereck 2 CD right here? Yeah, I do. Because these are still, I still have these for sale. Dereck 2. And it has a different cover and song selection on vinyl, but those are long sold out. But yeah, that's the source on this t-shirt. I like the album talk. I do like Yes. I get into moods where I'm playing Yes. So haven't played much today. I've been online looking at the news, listening to NPR. That's what's been going on. But I just now got done listening to side one of Eberhard Weber Orchestra, 1988 album of his. Folks often bring up his Colors of Chloe album as this classic, which I do agree, and I have it. It is an absolute classic. But he really hasn't made any weak albums. What I find about artists like Eberhard Weber is sometimes you have to just come back to certain things that they do because their muse will take them in a place that maybe you're not so much interested in at the time, and it's different compared to what they did on the stuff that you really like, or we really like, or I really like. This is one where when I first got it used, cursory play, I could tell it was, well actually the first piece is a solo bass piece where he's doing a lot of thumping and tapping in playing the composition. And today it was like, whoa, that's way cool. And then it goes into the rest of the album and things just keep opening up. Really good. So it's really kind of on a par with, his stuff. He doesn't have bad albums, I would say. But here's a band that I like, and they get talked about quite a bit, but not this particular album. But I like this album by them a lot. Camel, English band, progressive. They get lumped in with Canterbury because Richard Sinclair was in the band for a while, although I have never really thought of them as Canterbury. But this is the album Nude. Here's a through story for it, so it's a concept album. I love this album. It's soft for the most part. There's some heavier parts, but this one is very soft, and I think the graphics are good for this. It sets up a place and a mood that's just nice. Yeah. It's like a good day, a good sunny day for the most part. This is what this music conjures up for me. So enjoyed this today. Nude. Last night got into this, and did I keep... Okay. Seventh Wave. Ken Elliott, keyboardist, who's done a lot of different things. Secondhand, some other things besides this, but this was kind of somewhere between embracing glam, progressive, and psychedelic pop. This is 70s. Vandergraaf Generator's organist, Hugh Banton, is on here. And it's notable what he does. So musically and sonically, this album is just like the cover. I love that cover. It's one of my favorite album covers. Very arresting image. It fits the music. It's really kind of fantastic and very imaginative, and sometimes almost like carnival-like, very surreal, futuristic, and not otherworldly. Very cool. Seventh Wave Sci-Fi. Played pretty much this whole album. There are dips. Some songs are I just want to skip over, but mostly it's just really wonderful. This album popped out, and I haven't played it in a long time, but I love this album. Every song, and this is back when the band was really good. They got big, and they were the same band for a while, but the commercialness, like it tends to do, spoiled the party after a while. But Soul Asylum, Made to Be Broken, early days, back when they were on Twin Tone, from Minneapolis. So got to see these guys play, and at the end of the show, they were really drunk, and of course, people were getting up on stage. So I got up on stage with another friend, and the two of us played drums on one song with Soul Asylum. My friend William, younger than me, and I recognized the moment I really wanted to play the drums, but I saw where he's just a kid, and it meant even more to him, you know. So I relinquished and I let Bill sit on the drum stool, but I wanted a piece of that moment, so I stayed up there and played the floor tom for a while, and then I got off because, you know, I could see, you know, even that I was young, but I could see, you know, let the kid, let Bill have his moment. I had a bit of the moment, so I could see. Yeah, I played with Soul Asylum. You know, I was up there long enough that I could do that. But I've had many moments. Green vinyl. I've got a green vinyl. These memories and stories that I share with you, yeah, it's part of the old, being old. I'm not old, but part of being older. As you accumulate the years of things that you've done, and so many things after a while, and you look back, and it's like, damn, all these things, and the acquired perspective, hindsight, they say, as you all know, hindsight is something else. A lot you learn. Here's something I pulled. Bruce Leiker of Savage Republic and his pressing company, or printing company. He gets online and will do a lot of posting of psychedelic and pop era records, and he posted some things, and it brought this album to mind, Magic Sand. Partially because it's on the Uni label. He posted something else. I might still have it down here that I had never seen anyone else show from that era. But it brought this to mind, because this is something that I bought, and I've almost sold it. I'm glad I have it. It's got a country gospel feel, jammy kind of feel, but at the same time, it starts off like Santana more, Magic Sand. So it's like the band is really good and versatile, but it's real rootsy. But this is really a rather interesting album, so I'm glad I've kept it, and it is collectible. Magic Sand. Look it up. Yeah, this was the record that Bruce Leiker showed. Terminal Barbershop, Hairstyles. This is a second copy for me, but I got this early on, about the time I got that Flaming Youth album as a kid. I was maybe 14. I'm thinking I was 14 at most at the time. 14 or 15 when these records got cut out. So it'd be 15 around, 1970. Yeah. And this was one that I got, and this is based on the musical Hairstyles. Okay, it's a studio concoction. It's not psychedelic. It's horn based, and it's actually rather good, but it's trying to play it safe, but these guys can play. And when you hear the band Ars Nova is basically who it is behind the scenes. That's Sam Brown on guitar, who's done some amazing things. Frank what's his name, Frank Owen, Jimmy Owens on trumpet, and then, man, they got Joe Farrell on saxophone on here. But also Eric Weisberg is on here, Pat Rebelot, Joe Hunt, great players, you know, John Pearson. Like I said, most of the band Ars Nova. So I played this yesterday like I've really never listened to it before, not forever, and it was like, this is really much better than I remembered. Like I said, not consistently so, but the arrangements and what they do with some of the numbers is pretty cool. Okay, so I think this is the end of new, or, okay, I think there's a couple more things to talk about. I'll talk till I'm done. So yeah, this is about the time I'm relaxed, you know, I've had gotten the buzz for the morning. It's overcast and it had rained overnight, so no sitting outside today or yard work, which is now I can see why my cousin Ray did his lawn yesterday. I almost did. It can go for a few more days, but I was going to do it today. But because forecasts haven't been all that accurate lately, but it actually rained last night. But I got this in at Homer's. I went down and picked it up, spent a little time talking to the owner about things. Really interesting times, bleak. Let's just be honest about it. Things are bleak right now. But they got this in for me. Wire. This was supposed to be a record store day release, 10/20. Some old songs redone, and I think that side 2 are new songs, or the songs I don't recall right away. I love Wire, and this is just, they just do what they do, and what they do is very, very, very strong. It's a very strong, specific voice. Wire. Love this band. So I got that. Was making room for records, having to put more stuff in the closet. Right now I'm not thinking about, like I said, selling anything. I do have some things that could probably be traded, but economically, Homer's just said that they're just now looking at buying used records again, but what I would have would not be things that they know they can sell. So anyway, shoving stuff in the closet, making room for stuff that I've acquired this summer, this COVID, I should say. It's quite a few, actually. But in doing that, I moved my U2 out of the. See, I'll do that with certain bands and certain sections. So U2 got moved off the shelves into the closet. But in doing it, I pulled this reissue of their first album, Boy. I still have my original U.S. pressing of it. I love this first album, and it's brilliant. And so I played this yesterday, and sure enough, you hear the passing of time, but the intensity of where this band started it's right here. This is a really nice pressing, too. Early 2000s is when they did this. Big booklet, extra pictures and stuff. Got to see U2, yes, on the Zoo TV tour. That was way cool. It was very cool. Very cool. I've tried to meet Bono because I used to be friends with, I won't say their name, that you can maybe figure it out, but that's again because of money. But I know the super rich person that knows Bono, and he comes to Omaha. You can probably figure out who this is. And he's been here on the sly several times. And so I asked my friend, well, hook me up. I'd really like to meet Bono, and I dare say that he'd like to meet me. Now, that's a really inflated thing to say, but I know there's some truth to that. He still likes to meet real people. Got the idea of floating for a while, but it never happened. Last time they played in Omaha, I didn't go. But I still rate this album. Their trajectory in the history of how big they are now and all the permutations regarding that politically and sociologically. You could discuss that, and it could get into conspiracy theory, you know, and it's like, I don't want to go there. I just know that the early U2 is what I like, and they've, you know, they're an institution now. So, we're at that 20-minute mark. I kind of rambled. Don't want to forget to share this. The second online show that I did, that I talked about, that I did, the Essential Fest, I got to see it yesterday. Well, today. I got a private link. It's not public yet. But I got to see this second time of me doing this most recent version of Dereck solo. This one, they have a bigger crew, camera-wise and sound-wise. And it's at the Slowdown, and it looks great. I can see where I was more thoughtful about my presentation. Again, I really don't have anything to be cringed about on the Bemis. It's just, you know, especially when you think about my age, 65, you know, it's like, you know, I don't have to be worried about trying to be looking cool. You know, being real is what it's about. But can't wait, actually, for this to go public, because I'm very pleased with how much better my performance was, how good the music just is. I'm really proud of this music, you know, of my music. Real, I am. Frankly, especially when I can look at it in relation to the other performers. There's 6 performances in all in the Essential Fest. Everything from what I do to pure country, to kind of a bossa nova kind of sound, to acoustic, you know, and everyone's good. I'm real pleased with my performance, real happy with it, so can't wait for that to be come available for you to see. And I have another show coming in August, and I just got the details on it. You know, it's a good paying show, and I'm the headliner. I just wow. Playing with Glow in the Dark and Misongics, 2 of the other more interesting bands here in Omaha. I played Misongics. They're in the Essential Fest, so you can see them. They play after me in that lineup, and they kick butt, you know, for what they do. It's kind of a Little Dragon / Erykah Badu sort of deal that they're doing. I really like Misongics. I actually gave the leader of the band some music not that long ago to see if she thought she could work with it. Nothing's happened with it, but that's fine. But they got me doing this show coming up in August, outdoors. It's going to be real focused on safety. But they got me at the top of the bill. And I just, you know, I just really appreciate this. It's like, wow, you know. It's just really cool. So that's what's going on with me. Really trying to stay cool and keep a perspective about how life is right now, because the way that I'm but the way that I look at things, and I'm looking down the road, and it's like the damage and the wreckage is just barely really begun because of the uncoordinated, uneven response to this virus, this thing that we can't see. We're not in control. And that's just really the big downfall. Our big downfall is we don't even really think about it, but we just assume so much. And a big part of that assumption is that we're the center of reality, and that we're in control, and that we're super important. We just act, you know, people just, you know, especially here in America, my rights and all this craziness, you know. Whew. So it just keeps going on. I mean, that's why my view. I'm just going to stop here shortly because I'm talking. It's a long one, so the upload will be longer. But that's the thing I just keep seeing, especially when I go out. I had to go out today to the post office. I made another sale, and I try to get them out and done right away. And again, at the post office, everyone that's working is masked up in front, but I'm looking in back, and there's people working in the back, and they're not masked up. But they're around each other, and then there's one of the guys who comes from the back to the front, who I know, and I say, hey, he's not masked. I don't think that I'm overreacting. I think that we really are at the point that if we were trying to be smart about this, that we would just hunker down and do the right thing and just mask up until we see some results. But it's not getting through. So that concerns me. But I can still end the video with a smile. Y'all take care.